Moldova has accomplished. We remain in the 63.5 kilogram for our next division for our next contest. Men from Moldova and Jordan. Here is 24-year-old Alexandru Paraschiv. Opponent is a veteran, 29-year-old Obada Al-Kasbeh from the Jordanian capital, Amman. The judges scoring this one hail from Canada, Mr. Sergei Rutasov, also from Argentina, Ireland, and Algeria. Look at innocent Mr. Guatemala, who is our referee. They're the previous results from Al-Kasbeh. Parashiv's tournament started in the round of 64.
Bout number 524, men's 63.5 kilograms.
So we're underway then. We're underway, but time has been called. Something on the ring apron beyond the ropes. Second attempt. We're underway. 5 kilograms. Into final action, the winner will secure an Olympic quota place. Southpaw, wearing red, Alexandru Paraschiv, 24 years of age, from Moldova, and wearing blue. Pin his man in the corner and got through with the left hand, and then sprinting after him across the boxing ring is Obada Al-Kasbeh, 29-year-old from Amman in Jordan, already an Olympian, having represented on the Olympic stage at the Rio Olympic Games. And he, one of 16 Olympians in action today, seeking to become two-time Olympians on this 9th day of action in Busto Arsizio. He's a really aggressive operator, is Al-Kasbeh, and you see him launching that leaping left hook before throwing his man off. Not averse to using physical roughhouse tactics to get into his own desired punching range.
Al-Kasbeh is just overshooting at the minute and falling onto his opponent in red. Just struggling to find his range.
So reaching for that right hand once again was Al-Kasbeh. And again, it's another tangle on the inside. Paraschiv comes here as the reigning national champion of Moldova. Both of these men in their second effort to attempt to qualify for the Olympic Games, having gone the continental route last year. Nice left hook off the ropes from Paraschiv. In pursuit remains Al-Kasbeh. Plenty of feinting on the edge of range. Paraschiv looking for a jab, but that's an idea as to how physical Al-Kasbeh is. Mauling his man, pushing him in between the ropes. I'm not even sure he's listening to the instructions from the referee, just wants to get back at it.
Yeah, man in red's just struggling a little bit here. He's not really throwing much at the minute. He needs to get his jab established and settle his feet down.
Switching between southpaw and orthodox, began as a southpaw fighter, had perhaps his best shot of the round out of the orthodox stance. Now he's back as a southpaw once again. But again, the stakes couldn't be any higher, and perhaps that is what is inhibiting the performance of both men so far. Nothing wrong with their desire, determination or competitiveness, but neither man has really found the range with any consistency. Reaching for that right hand again, but not taking his feet with him, and that is why his shots are falling consistently short. Al-Kasbeh, remember, he's already qualified and performed on the Olympic stage, so he knows what it takes to get there, but didn't really find his range in that opening round. Neither did his opponent in the red corner, and it's a 3-2 split in favor of Paraschiv. Judges 3 and 4 preferring the work of Al-Kasbeh, and a fair reflection of what was a physical round, but a round where scoring punches were at a premium.
Yeah, it was a very difficult round to score. Ron, there wasn't really a lot of very clean shots thrown by either man. Both overshooting and then coming to a clinch, coming to a hold. It was very, very messy. Hopefully in this round, the boxers will be able to find the range a little bit better, get behind the jab, a little bit more slipping, and get some work done.
So, going to the second round, spot of housekeeping. Al-Kasbeh actually looking to become a three-time Olympian, having competed at 64 kilograms in Tokyo, as well as his Olympic debut at 64 in Rio. Nice movement from Paraschiv, who's now operating as an orthodox boxer, but again, it's incredibly rough. And that's twice the referee has had long conversations with Al-Kasbeh about the rough house tactics, and he goes right back to them, mauling his man on the ropes, elbows, forearms, everything going in. And this is a grapple fest, approaching 40 seconds gone in the second round.
Feels a bit more like UFC than boxing in there today.
So both men being spoken to about excessive holding. Didn't want to see a point deduction influence the contest, but the referee may have to do something here to take control of this. Because the shot's long, Al-Kasbeh catching his man with the crook of his elbow, Paraschiv shoving him off with the heel of his glove. There's a good scoring jab to the body from Al-Kasbeh. Paraschiv trying to keep the movement going and maintain a gap, but it's difficult when you've got a marauding man like Al-Kasbeh in front of you, grappling and claiming you around the waist. And I think the man from Jordan's in trouble here, and it's for not keeping his head up. So he's been docked a point. And the warnings or the talkings, the conversations that were previously in his direction were about the grappling. And he's gone right back to it again. That shot landing with the right hand, but with the inside of the glove. And now I think a point's going to be deducted the other way. So now it's Paraschiv who's been docked a point for failing to keep his head up. It's a very untidy contest. We've mentioned the fact that the referee from Guatemala has got his hands full. My goodness. Another trip to the canvas. Clock continues to tick. And again, it's a walking to in the direction of both boxers. And again, the desire cannot be faulted from either man. The quality hasn't been high so far. But Al-Kasbeh keeping the attack going, and in between those shots landing with his wrist and forearm, he has caught his man with an unrelenting attack on a few occasions. And again, Paraschiv becoming disorganized, because really he must feel as though he's not in a boxing ring, but he's in a back alley having a brawl, because Al-Kasbeh all over him, using what he has got, bobbing and weaving, shaping up nicely there. But once his shots go long, well, then he gets inside and he lets him have it with whatever he can land on him.
It's very difficult when you've got an opponent to fight like this. It's so messy and so difficult to try and get really clean scoring blows off.
So it's going to be interesting to look at the scorecards. Remember, each man docked a point, and look at that. My goodness, point deductions each way. Remember, it was Paraschiv who took the first on a 3-2 split. And so that means it's a 3-2 split the other way, and because each man was docked a point, that is why the scorecards are identical. My goodness, what a round of boxing. Incident-filled, very physical, very untidy, but it is all square going into the third and final round.
This is going to be very interesting to see how this plays out in this next round. Man in blue is definitely going to come out brawling, fighting. He might even throw the kitchen sink in there.
So into the third and final round of a contest that is deadlocked. Interestingly, the scores are tied at 18 points apiece, because each man was docked a point after a public warning was issued in the second round in each direction. The boxers failing to keep their head up. There's a nice southpaw left and looking to box on the back foot. Paraschiv put under pressure again by the front foot foray of Al-Kasbeh, and he goes right back to that uncomfortable territory. And this one, double jab success from Al-Kasbeh. But it's resembling a fight rather than a boxing match. Now, of course, boxing matches are fights. There's a good right hand from Al-Kasbeh and another one, and he simply will not give his man any room to breathe or think. Remains all over him, little regard for what might be coming back in his own direction. So intent is he on getting his own offense away, and he scored with a good left hand there. Then it was a right hand followed by a head. There are some boxers who use their head as a third glove. That's what Al-Kasbeh appeared to do there. Finding the range and then a low blow thrown in for good measure. My goodness, this man is a rough customer.
This is just getting so intense, but a man in blue is definitely having the more success with the scoring blows. Man in red is just trying to survive at the minute. I think he may be more in shock of what he's having to deal with in the ring today.
On the halfway stage of the third and final round, there's a good jab from Al-Kasbeh, perhaps his most correct punch of the entire contest, and then a left-right, and he keeps the attack going. Paraschiv looking to hold on once again, and he simply hasn't been able to get the man on the end of his straight shots because Al-Kasbeh has been living in his chest. Final 50-odd seconds of this round, and it's the activity and the unrelenting aggression of Al-Kasbeh that I think is going to edge him ahead. And again, he's not averse to fighting on the edge of the rule book. There's another jab followed by a right cross. So clean point-scoring punches. And then he makes Paraschiv miss. The referee, I think he's going to need a sit down and a cup of water after this one, because he has really earned his corner up there in the ring in this contest. Beautiful work to the body from Al-Kasbeh. And again, Paraschiv just looking to hold on to gain some respite, but Al-Kasbeh simply will not give him any. On the cusp of becoming a three-time Olympian. 10-second clapper sounds. The gloves are going to have to be wiped clean. Al-Kasbeh continuing to pour his way forwards at the instruction of his corner. So just looking to think his way in now. And I think Paraschiv, well, I can't really say he's got it all wrong because I'm not sure what else he could have done, faced with the marauding man in blue. And I think Obada Al-Kasbeh of Jordan has just secured his quota place to become a three-time Olympian. And again, the contrasting body language in each of the corners, so instructive, because they're really subdued over in that red corner. I think that they know that their man hasn't got it right, whereas this man, my goodness, if it doesn't go his direction, it certainly isn't for a want of trying. But I think it is going to go in his direction, and scores that were tied at 18 points apiece after 2 incident-filled rounds. I think the third round has been taken by Al-Kasbeh.
The winner by points, unanimous decision, and qualified for the Olympic Games, Paris 2024, in the blue.
And there is confirmation. 3 fingers held aloft by Obada Al-Kasbeh of Jordan. And that is because he has just secured his quota place to become a 3-time Olympian in the boxing ring. He is absolutely overcome with emotion. A contest that was deadlocked at 18 points apiece after 2 incident-filled rounds of rough house boxing. He was better in the third, and that is what it means. A 3-time Olympian in the boxing ring is Obada Al-Kasbeh of Jordan. And my goodness, the man's effort, determination, and desire simply cannot be faulted. Absolute delight between he and his coaching team, because it is a job well done by the 29-year-old from Oman.
Yeah, Al-Kasbeh, when you say to someone, how bad do you want it? This guy understood the assignment. He was like, I know it's not going to look pretty, but I'm going to win this, by however means necessary, and that's what he did. He got in his man's face, he stayed on his chest, he boxed, he kept on moving, didn't stop throwing in the clinches, and that's how he got the victory.
So look at that. The first 2 rounds were split 3-2 either way. Each man docked a point for failing to keep their head up in a second round of boxing that resembled MMA or grappling rather than boxing. But then in the third and final round, in between the physical roughhouse tactics applied by Al-Kasbeh, there was enough quality point-scoring punches to give him a clean sweep of the cards, and that is